Hey, what's up everybody? It's Dan here with more Stormbound. Today I'm going to be showing you guys the most pay-to-win deck that I've made to this date. The most notable cards here are that I have Bladestorm at level 5, Gift of the Wise at level 4, and then to top it off, Needle Blast is also level 5, but it really only needs to be at level 4 to perform well. And then finally, Archdruid Erin at level 4 so that she plays 2 spell cards. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, we're going up against Ascending 3. So, the trick to playing this deck is that we have to craft our hand before we hit 5 mana in order to optimize our plays. So, since it doesn't look like we're going to be able to play a 5 mana Gift of the Wise into Archdruid Erin, I'm going to cycle Tigor the Vengeful and probably play Ubis the Hunter next turn. Okay, this is a good draw. Alright. So, it looks like I'm going to be playing Ubis the Hunter next turn. And so I'm going to be saving Bladestorm and Needle Blast in order to play Archdruid Erin on turn 7. Or my 7 mana turn. So I think I'm probably going to cycle Rimelings. No, actually I'm probably going to keep Rimelings so that I can... Oh, let me see. I drew Archdruid Erin. I'm probably just going to play Rimelings next turn. This deck has a lot of slow turns, but when we do get our combo off, it should work really well. Okay, so this is actually really good because we've pretty much reset the board state, and so next turn he's going to play a lot of units, and then we'll be able to wipe them all out with Needle Blast and Bladestorm. So I considered cycling Rimelings last turn, but the problem is I didn't want to draw into First Mutineer because then that would force discard a spell. And I also didn't want to draw into my Summon Militia because then that wouldn't kill his Ubis. Okay, so he's playing very well, and I'm going to play Archdruid Erin. Over here, I guess the order of Bladestorm and Needle Blast doesn't really matter because he only has 1 unit, so we're just gonna play it. This is a pretty low value play, but it's still enough to reset the board, which is really good. So I think I'm gonna keep First Mutineer because now that we got our combo off, we want to cycle really hard to reset the board. Okay, well now I'm gonna cycle it because I forgot that we have Gift of the Wise. Okay, so I'm hoping that we draw into Ubis or Tigor over here. Hopefully Ubis, but it's probably going to be Tigor. Oh, or Summon Militia. Okay, well, that's just not even good. Okay, so we're at a bit of a disadvantage over here. Okay, fair play. I think that Bladestorm is really strong at level 5, and now that more people are slowly getting their commons to level 5, it's gonna be pretty dominant at rank 1. So I'm gonna cycle Summon Militia over here. Okay, that's what we wanted to see. So we could rush his face down and then just hope that we ping him. And that's just what we're going to do. So I did that first so that when it spawns a dragon, Ubis will have 1 extra. So just like that, he did. And now we're probably going to hit his face at least once. Yeah. Okay, so that was a pretty tough game. I was a little scared at the beginning because he played a First Mutineer just to deal direct damage. I think that if he went for a little bit more board control, things might have panned out differently. But our Bladestorm Needle Blast turn was very big because it basically reset the board. And then from there we could just push and win the game. Okay, playing against Ham Nober or something. Okay, so this opening hand is a little bit more interesting. So We actually have something that we can play, so I'm going to play Freebooters. And then we're probably going to cycle whatever we draw. Oh, or maybe we're not. Okay, so I'm going to cycle Ubis the Hunter over here, which is a bold play. But the reason why we're doing that is because the perfect the perfect 5-mana hand would be Needle Blast, Archdruid Aaron, Gift of the Wise, and Bladestorm. And so because we have a lot of low mana cards right now, it's very likely that we could draw into that. And so that's what I'm going to hope for. Okay, that's a very powerful play. So, gonna cycle Tigor first in case we pull First Mutineer. Oh, a gifted. Okay, that's even better. So, over here... I think I'm going to play Summon Militia just because it's more strength than green prototypes. Even though it probably didn't do very much for a board position. Okay, so we didn't draw into Archdruid or Gift of the Wise. So unfortunately we took a gamble that didn't really work out for us. But on the bright side, and what really makes this deck strong, is that Needle Blast and Bladestorm are already two meta-defining cards. They're both very strong in their own right. And so depending on what he plays, we might be able to just Needle Blast to reset the whole board. Especially if we can cycle into Gift of the Wise right here. Okay, so he's smart and played First Mutineer for the board advantage instead of directly rushing our face. So over here, I'm gonna chuck Bladestorm. Okay, so that was a bit unfortunate, but we're gonna play this out. So, two reasons why that was really sad for us. First of all, we threw away Bladestorm and then immediately drew into Archdruid, which means that we're not going to get Bladestorm for a while, and in one turn we're going to have enough mana to Archdruid, or in fact 0, because I'm expecting to draw a Gift of the Wise next turn by cycling. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Oh, okay. Hopefully he doesn't have a 1 mana play. Is that too much to ask? Ah. Alright. So this is going to feel pretty bad because I know that if I cycle Archdruid, I'm going to get Gift of the Wise. And then we won't be able to play any of that because First Mutineer is going to discard it. So I think what I'm going to do over here is just kill all of his units and discard Archdruid, because Gift of the Wise, just like the other cards, is pretty strong by itself. So losing Archdruid feels bad, but she doesn't always have to win us the game. She's there to be strong and also very flashy plays. Yeah, so for example, this hand is perfectly fine. Ah, he didn't even ping her prototypes once. That's pretty sad. I was hoping that would happen. Okay, we're gonna Gift of the Wise first. And then I think, so if we draw Tigor the Vengeful. Okay, so I'm gonna cycle some Militia first. And then play Freebooters to try to draw Ubis, which is better than Tigor. Okay, great. So that's exactly what we did. So I'm playing Rhymelings here so that he won't be able to move any units up next turn, hopefully. Oh, or we'll just completely reset his board, which is fine with me too. That was probably even better. So my one fear is that we randomly die to Vindicators, which can definitely happen. Because once Swarm gets to about 10 mana, they can definitely just walk up to your base and then Vindicators for a bunch of damage. Oh yeah, just like this. Oh, okay, I thought he was gonna take out the prototypes, but apparently he's playing a little bit more conservatively. Okay, so I'm definitely going to cycle something here. But I think I'm going to play Tigor first because it's good enough that I want to see it again before I want to see any of these other cards. In fact, green prototypes also. Let's play green prototypes. Okay, now I'm going to cycle a First Mutineer. And then hopefully next turn we'll have an Archdruid play. So note how, again, I'm blocking his front line. So unless he has a 2-movement unit, like Vindicators, which will be very good here, he's not going to be able to do much. So next turn I'm definitely playing Archdruid Aaron. And I'm not sure if I want to keep green prototypes or not. Because in the scenario where I accidentally cycle green prototypes into Gift of the Wise, then I'll have a strictly worse play next turn, which would be bad. Okay, Pillars. Very fair. Unfortunately for him, Pillars is probably going to get wiped out right about now. Okay, I'm going to play prototypes first. And let's see. So Bladestorm first is always the right choice. It's not really a choice because it's random. But as you can see, if we did play Needle Blast first, it would have been possible that we didn't wipe the board. But now we basically rendered his whole board useless. That's why I love this deck, because when it has big moments, it actually just has insane moments. No deck has a swing turn this big, unless you just win outright with, say, Siren of the Seas or something. But that was a huge turn. He thought he was going to secure Pillars of the Doom, or at least have a front line, but he ended up with nothing. And we managed to somehow sync up Gift of the Wise and Freebooters, which is really nice. Okay, he killed our green prototypes, which is also nice. So once again, we're going to play Gift of the Wise first, because that's the card that we want to keep seeing. Going to draw with Freebooters. We can still cycle a card. Maybe I'll cycle Summon Militia. Okay, that's not a bad play. A little unexpected, but I'll take it. Gonna play Rhymelings first here, because Gifted Recruits doesn't give us... Oh, actually, we just won. Never mind. Yeah. I forgot that I upgraded First Mutineer to level 5. It's actually the first common that I ever just drew all the copies of, because I rushed Gifted Recruits, and I also rushed Bladestorm. But First Mutineer, I just got all the copies. I totally forgot that it was 5 strength. So, yeah, that's how the deck works. Okay, an unnamed player, but we know for sure that he's an actual player because he only has 14 health. Gonna cycle some Tigor. Okay, so next turn we're gonna play our First Mutineer and hope that we don't discard Archdruid. Actually, either way, if we discard Ubis or Archdruid, we're okay, because we still have some semblance of a play. Ooh, another green prototypes. That's very valuable. So we have to cycle something here, because I really want that Gift of the Wise next turn. Let's bank on drawing some spells. Oh, great. Okay. Well, that was the other reason I cycled, which is that I was hoping to draw into something like this. Okay, this is going to be a great turn. Even if we don't draw another spell, Archdruid Bladestorm is very good next turn. Okay, so Gift of the Wise first, and then we discard green prototypes. Okay, great. So this is the optimal hand. I'm going to play Archdruid here, just in case the knights don't die. Oh, which they didn't. So, some of you guys watching this video might think that I'm winning purely based off of the fact that I'm out-leveling the opponent. For example, they did have a Gifted Recruits that was only level 4, which matched my level 5 First Mutineer, which in some sense can be true, but the thing is, a lot of the cards in this deck don't work until they get to higher levels. Like, for example, if you look at Bladestorm, the expected value of it is very low until you get to level 5. Like, it increases exponentially in power. Whereas, for example, First Mutineer goes up by 1 strength per level, so it's more of like a linear scale in terms of power. Whereas like Bladestorm, Needle Blast are all super, super good. So I'm guessing he conceded there because he discarded his North Sea Dog and then decided that he didn't have a chance. Which, I think that if you know you're on the losing side, is not a bad gamble to take. Okay, Patella, Volg, something. Pretty good start once again. Gonna discard Ubis the Hunter here because I know I have a play. This is a pretty optimal start. I would say the best start is probably to not draw any of your crucial cards in the first turn, but draw First Mutineer so that you can discard some fodder, like discard Rhymelings or something. And then cycle Rhymelings first because it's better than Summon Militia. Okay. So we have a chance of drawing what we want. Okay, so he traded a lot, which means that even if we draw a spell, I probably don't want to play it. So I'm going to cycle green prototypes and hope that we get Tigor the Vengeful. Okay, so that's exactly what we wanted. So we're just gonna get in for some nasty damage right here. It's okay that we're cycling Archdruid Aaron because she's mostly to help wipe the board, and it looks like he's not gonna have a board for some time. I would say the biggest block to playing this game, to playing this deck first, is to know how to cycle your cards well. Okay, so that was unfortunate, but it was just something that had to happen. So I'm probably gonna chuck Bladestorm and well, the only card freebooters could draw that we would play is green prototypes, and that's not even better than what we currently have. So instead, I'm just gonna play these 2 cards. Gonna put on a little pressure instead of trading because it's not gonna kill his Ubis anyways. So this way, hopefully, he won't advance his front line as fast. So I think that there is a chance that we cycle into Gift of the Wise. I think it's not very high because we played it a while back. So I'm still going to cycle a card first next turn. Otherwise, my play would be Rhymelings, Ubis, and then cycle Summon Militia. Okay. So he played all Pirates, which is a bit unfortunate for us. Oh. Okay, this is interesting. I'm not going to opt for Tigor the Vengeful. Even though we could, in theory, Tigor and then Needle Blast him next turn, it's also possible that he just has so many units in play that our Needle Blast doesn't kill him. But this does kind of block off his base a little bit, and I don't think there's a way that he can deal 14 damage next turn. So I think we're good to go. I wanted to make a video about the strategy earlier, but I haven't had time to talk about it yet. But I think that 2 movement units are really, really good, and they're better than they've ever been because Tigor the Vengeful is now a good card. And so if you guys have a decently leveled Tigor the Vengeful, I would highly encourage you to play it. I actually spent 30 Fusion Stones to get Tigor from level 1 to level... or to get Tigor from level 3 to level 4. Yeah, so actually, if he had a max level Tigor and a max level First Mutineer, I think that would have been 13 damage, so we would still be okay. So yeah, guys, that's the most pay-to-win deck that I've constructed so far, and it's pretty brutal. Let me know what you guys think. Peace out.